Hello and good day everyone. How much is delivered in vain? 4 steps to align your business and IT using OKRs and PI objectives. Welcome to this talk about aligning your business and IT using objectives key results and PI objectives. Today I will show in a simple 4-step process how we can combine the OKR framework with safe PI objectives to align everyone on common goals. Before we start with the content, let me speak a few words about myself and my background. My name is Jeroen van der Laan and I'm an Agile coach, Safe 5 program consultant and trainer. Next to my trainings, I work as an Agile coach, mostly with big enterprises on their Agile transformation journeys. These days, I'm working as an Agile coach and product consultant at a company called Target Process, who is a partner of Scaled Agile and is the provider of one of the leading tools in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for Enterprise Agile Planning. At Target Process, we recently created an OKR solution, which was delivered from idea to first release and available to customers in about 3 weeks. So how's that for a good time to market and learning rapidly? My personal strong Agile belief is that there is more value in the Agile mindset, its values and its principles than in the Agile frameworks, methods and practices. But enough about me. Let's talk about the topic at hand now. So today we'll see and learn what is outcome-based planning over output-based planning, how to easily start with the hypothesis-based product development approach, what is the difference between the two goal systems, OKRs and PI objectives, and also that OKRs are not good for activity management or employee performance evaluations. In this talk, I've put together a simple 4-step approach for this. So first, step 1, create good OKRs. Secondly, we will see how to create good PI objectives. Next, we will align and connect the OKRs with the safe PI objectives and the work that we have planned to do for that. And after that, we'll see that it's very important to continuously check and adjust our product plans based on actual business or user learnings. Okay, so what is outcome-based planning? Basically, the name says it all. It's about planning to achieve outcomes and not to deliver outputs. An outcome is what customers or users really care about, and it's visible and measurable by their behavior. It's often not the same as what they say they care about. For example, I personally don't like the Net Promoter Score much, because it's about what people say they will do, and it's not measuring what these people actually do. So our goal is to actually positively influence that real customer behavior, which will be good for our business. The achievement of these goals thus should be measured by measuring outcomes. So we measure what people actually do. For example, we would like to see a decrease in the number of received complaints or calls to our support desk after we simplify the user interface of a product. And also, we would love to see more positive reviews on the internet or similar positive feedback in other channels about the easiness of the new and improved user interface. That's what we mean by outcomes. The delivery of the cool, new and improved user interface is the output that we hope will result in these outcomes. But of course, we cannot be sure of it. So that's why we assume quickly deliver, start learning and measuring. Here are some simple examples of not so good and also better plans or goals. What is not an outcome-based plan is to say, our goal is to have feature X generally available by September 1st, 2020, and we shall have 0 blocking bugs at go live. While this is certainly a goal and the quality metric is important, it's not targeting an outcome. So there is the risk here that releasing the feature with the agreed scope itself becomes the goal, while losing the why, the actual outcome, out of sight. So a better outcome-based goal might be, our goal is to provide more valuable solution for intended users which have this or that specific need. And we'll know if we are successful at this when X% of users that previously went to use a competitor's product because of reason Y now are considering and ultimately buying our product. So probably we'll need some features to be enhanced or added for that, but those are merely the means to an end. It is always a better idea to focus on the needs of the customer than to focus on the capabilities of the product. Hypothesis-driven development is a simple method and easy to start with. Basically, you acknowledge that you don't know if the thing that you are developing is a solution to the need of the customer. Of course, you hope it and you made an analysis to be pretty sure about it, but you could be wrong. So if you start with an assumption, we could create our feature descriptions to something like this. We believe that some customer or business segment wants this or that feature or service because it will bring them this value. We can see that this aligns beautifully with the approach to complex work as defined in the Cynefin framework, which you can see in the picture on the slide. Cynefin says that one should use an emergent strategy of probe, sense, respond when there is no clear or easy solution and one has to see what works based on empiricism. So we quickly learn by doing small and safe experiments that we validate quickly for intended outcome. So we should treat all the work that we do as an experiment or bet and gather feedback from real users or usage measurements quickly. Next, we'll see the 4-step approach. Step 1 is about creating good OKRs. There is an easy template sentence to help you create OKRs. It goes like this. We strive to an objective as measured by this set of key results. Remember, if the key result doesn't contain a number, it's not a good key result. And a good objective should never contain a number. So here's a bad example of an OKR. We strive to keep a risk log, as measured by all the risks are tracked properly. Here we see that all is kind of fuzzy, and what does properly mean exactly? There seems to be a lot of room for interpretation, and that makes it also difficult to measure. A better OKR example would be something like, we strive to improve risk tracking and decrease the number of surprises. As measured by 90% of reported risks are tracked in a unified way, 70% less issues remain untracked, and the average analyzing time is kept under X. So good OKR objectives are outcome-based, provide the why to whatever we're doing, they motivate and engage, and the results can be easily measured. Having these good OKRs makes them a good input for the product management pre-PI feature prioritization workshops, because it will help them use these OKRs as guidance on the why we are doing things for their group prioritization discussions. Step 2 is to create good and aligned safe PI objectives. During PI planning, teams create PI objectives based on the work that they've planned for the upcoming program increment, based on the top X features and their own local team context. To be able to align PI objectives to OKRs, the PI objective must deliver some output that can be used as an experiment or bet with real users that hopefully will positively advance the metrics of one or more of the key results. So a good PI objective could be, we aim to release a first MVP version of the iOS app into the Apple App Store, and not some PI objective like this. We aim to achieve to get 80% of all the planned user stories done. So PI objectives are, from a business point of view, output-based, but are outcomes-aligned. And this will probably lead to receiving higher planned business value for these PI objectives, because they match with the planned work that we set with OKRs. Step 3 is the logical one. We make the alignment of PI objectives and OKRs transparent by connecting them. This makes both goal systems, PI objectives and OKRs, work together to reach the intended outcomes. In this picture, you see that we connect PI objectives to the objective statement of an OKR and can connect work items like features or capabilities to either OKR objectives or, which is preferred here, to connect the work, capabilities and features to the safe PI objective, so others see and understand which work will be beneficial to reaching which goal or which goals. Remember, the key results measure outcomes, so there is no direct link between the work we do and deliver and the things we measure in our key result. We only would wish that it was that easy. On this screenshot, you see how we align different levels of OKRs in target process. Each level usually has a different scope and a different time span. But beware of cascading OKRs, because cascading OKRs is usually not a good idea. You can read more about it if you search for it for cascading OKRs in the internet. And maybe that's a good topic for another talk. Let's look at an example of how these connected OKRs and PI objectives would look like. We start with an OKR like this. We strive to be recognized to have an awesome customer experience with the following key results, as measured by an improved customer satisfaction score from X to Y, an increased repurchase rate from A to B, and the average customer acquisition cost is kept under Z. And in the following PI planning, the teams could come up with maybe 2 PI objectives to deliver a solution that is hopefully helping with this. So an example aligned PI objective could be, we aim to have our views load in 2 seconds or less, and we aim to have our views optimized for mobile device usage. If we would align one more level deep, we could incrementally approach the mobile view optimization, as an example, in multiple releasable increments using sprint goals like this. Optimize the views for use in mobile Safari, so they would work with our mobile phone or iPhone users, and optimize in the next sprint, optimize our views for use in mobile Chrome for users using Android devices. Here on this screen, you see how that would look like in target process. On the top of the haiku, we see the tactical OKR, and underneath that, we see the team PI objective. And below that, the aligned iteration or sprint goals. And lastly, but not finally, we have step 4, which is to be agile and to continuously adjust our product plans based on the learnings we make from user feedback or usage measurements. So measure actual user behavior and measure the impact any release or delivery or deployment had in your customer or commercial funnel. Start small by implementing an MVP and get feedback quickly on whether to pivot or persevere. Also, make reviewing of your plans, goals, and OKRs part of your already existing sprint review and inspect and adapt events. The outcome of all of this, it's empiricism, working in a fact-based, experience-based, and evidence-based manner, using feedback or usage measurements. And thus, learning about the user becomes the continuous goal, and business success should follow. So how do we do this? Well, we start by measuring everything. Remember, it's the M in Kalmar. We experiment, release, and learn using small batches. We don't queue the work or have only very short queues, so we are flexible to quickly adjust our plans, and we have regular OKR and PI objective check-in meetings. So keep your eye on the goal and not on the ball. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback on this, so feel free to get in touch using the info on this slide. Thank you all for listening, and I'll be happy to answer any related questions you send to me. Again, thank you all, and have a wonderful day.